Hello and welcome to the show, and today I'm going to be talking about the DC Universe by James Gunn. After the colossal failure that was the DCEU, DC is undergoing a major reset, and the first projects in this reset is coming out next month, and I'm going to be talking about the films and shows they've got slated to come out as part of the new DC Universe. On the movie front, the first film set to come out as part of the new DC universe is Superman, written and directed by James Gunn. This will not be an origin movie, and I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but I am really excited about James Gunn's Superman film. I thought James Gunn did a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker. I'm looking forward to what his take on Superman is going to be. I wasn't a big fan of Man of Steel. I thought Henry Cavill did good with the material he was given, but I just didn't like the film Man of Steel. I am looking forward to this new take on Superman. The next film slated to come out as part of the DC universe is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This has been described as a big sci-fi epic, and this will be the second Supergirl film ever made after that first one from 1984, which I have not watched, but I've heard it was horrible. We'll see how this film plays out. I am interested to see how they portray Supergirl. I actually really liked Supergirl's presentation in the Flash movie from 2023, and we'll see what her portrayal in this film is going to be like. Up next, we've got The Authority. Now, I don't know much about The Authority except that they're a superhero team. I don't really get the point of doing another superhero team when you've got the Justice League, do a couple of the origin movies, and then the big team-up film. I don't know why we have the need to introduce another team when we need to set up Justice League, but, I mean, we'll see where this goes. I don't know much about The Authority, so I can't say I have any real interest in this film. Up next, we've got The Brave and the Bold. This will be directed by the same director of The Flash, and it's gonna focus on the Bat family, and it's gonna be a father-son movie between Batman and Robin. This will introduce Damian Wayne as Robin. Batman is my favorite comic book character of all time. Anytime there's a Batman project announced, I'm always excited, and I am looking forward to The Brave and the Bold. I am really interested to see what they do with this film. Up next, we've got Swamp Thing. This has been described as a gothic horror film. I'm interested to see how this goes. I didn't watch the Swamp Thing TV show that came out a couple of years ago. However, I really liked the character's portrayal in some of the Justice League animated films. Up next, Teen Titans. Now, I am very excited for this. The Teen Titans animated series was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. I loved all 5 main characters: Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Cyborg. Love all 5 of them. I love that show, and I've been wanting a Teen Titans movie for years. We're finally getting it. I wasn't a big fan of the Titans TV show. Teen Titans Go is an abomination. I am looking forward to seeing what this portrayal of the Teen Titans is going to be. And the last film slated in the DC universe for now, Bane and Deathstroke. This is going to be a team-up film, and when I first heard about this, I was like, why is this happening? Bane and Deathstroke. This seems like a weird pairing for a movie, especially one that's going to be released cinematically. I'm just questioning the existence of this film. That is the current lineup of films in the upcoming DC universe. I am interested in the majority of these films. I am excited to see the direction that James Gunn takes the DC characters, and I am hyped for a couple of these projects. I am interested to see what Superman brings to the table next year. I am really looking forward to a lot of these films. And now shifting gears to their shows. The first show as part of the DC universe is slated to come out next month, and it is Creature Commandos. This will be an animated series set after the events of Peacemaker Season 1, and it is essentially Suicide Squad with monsters, not humans. This sounds like a fun idea, and doing it in an animated format seems to be the best way to go with a show like this. It can give them an opportunity to be very creative with action sequences. I am interested to see what this show brings to the table. Up next, we've got Peacemaker Season 2. This is slated to come out in August of 2025, and I am extremely excited for Season 2 of Peacemaker. I loved the first season of Peacemaker, and I loved his presentation in The Suicide Squad. I love the way John Cena portrays this character. Also, closest thing we've had to John Cena turning heel. I love the way he portrays Peacemaker. I love the comedy, the action sequences, everything about Peacemaker is incredible, and I am looking forward to its second season. Up next, we've got The Lanterns. This will follow Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart as they uncover a mystery on Earth. This is set to be a detective type story. I'm not really a big fan of that. I like the character of Green Lantern, and I grew up watching Justice League, the animated series. I loved Jon Stewart in that show, but doing Green Lantern as a police detective type story, not a big fan of that. I'd much rather see Green Lantern out there in space going on adventures and kind of like a space opera. I'm excited to see Green Lantern back on screen. However, not a big fan of the whole police detective type thing, but we'll see how it plays out. Up next, Waller. This will continue the story of Amanda Waller and Team Peacemaker, and I have absolutely zero interest in a television show centered around Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is an interesting character, but to me she works better as a supporting character as part of Suicide Squad. Not a big fan of the idea of an Amanda Waller television show. Up next, we've got Paradise Lost. This will be a political drama on Themyscira before the time of Wonder Woman. And again, this is one of those things where I have zero interest. Knowing what Themyscira was like before Wonder Woman is an interesting idea, but to me that's something that doesn't need an entire show to be based around it. If this is the case, why not just do a Wonder Woman TV show and have one episode dedicated to Themyscira before Wonder Woman instead of having an entire series dedicated to that concept? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Up next, Booster Gold. This will be a comedy series, and I am very excited for Booster Gold. I love the way this character was presented in Justice League Unlimited. I liked his story and his comedy and everything about this character, and I thought it would have been really cool to see him return someday, and we are getting a Booster Gold TV show, and I am very excited for this. And the final show slated for DC as part of the DC universe for right now is Blue Beetle. This will be an animated series, and as far as I'm aware, Xolo Maridueña is set to reprise his role as Jaime Reyes from the Blue Beetle film that came out last year. I thought the Blue Beetle film that came out in 2023 was fine, nothing special. It was just a generic superhero film. It didn't do anything to set itself apart. It was like the most basic superhero story imaginable. But that being said, I thought the Blue Beetle character had a lot of potential, and seeing him in an animated series might be a better fit for this character as opposed to a full-length feature film. I am interested to see the direction they take this character because there is a lot of potential with Blue Beetle, and that is it. That is the lineup of shows the DC universe has slated to come out. With the DCEU, it was clear that Warner had no idea what they were doing, and they were playing the catch-up game to try and get to where Marvel was without doing any of the work or as much effort. They wanted to rush a lot of the projects and try to make as much money as possible, but a lot of their projects ended up being disappointments and financial disasters. James Gunn clearly has a plan set out for the DC universe, and with his current lineup of shows and movies, it is clear that he has a plan, and I'm gonna trust his vision for DC and what he has planned out moving forward. And I am very much looking forward to the DC universe under James Gunn. And that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Said_2000, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care.